Owatonna coach Tricia Hoffman, 91-83, Winona gets the win. Would you have envisioned anything like this tonight?
Yes and no. I knew that Winona was a very good three-point shooting team. They played White Bear Lake over the weekend up at the breakdown tournament, and they put up 83 points against them as well. So I knew that they could light it up. But I'm so proud of our girls, how we stayed in the ball game, getting down early, but fighting our way back. And you know, we had some opportunities down here on the offensive end too. We just didn't capitalize, and they came down and knocked down some of the biggest threes, you know, when they really needed them. But coming off of back-to-back games, I know our starters and even our bench players are tired. They put everything out on the floor, so we can't hang our heads. We came down here and battled to the best of our ability.
You guys fought and got some offensive rebounds in that second half too, including Peglow.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we were getting out rebounded by 10 at halftime, and that's a stat that we put up on the board, and they only out rebounded us by 7 total for the game. So I'm really proud of how those girls battled back, got physical, and you know, even our little guards were crashing the boards, getting those second opportunities.
And had a couple of players playing with some foul trouble that were able to stick it out, including Williamson, you know, had 4 fouls in the first half, able to play to the very end and contribute some points there in the rally attempt.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's a senior for us, you know, getting that experience, knowing that what she has to do to stay on the floor, because we need her definitely on the offensive end. So I'm proud of how she played. She didn't hang her head. I know she was frustrated picking up those 4 fouls in the first half, but she stayed solid and our team leader. You know, I don't think too often that we're going to have 5 players in double figure and we're going to lose a ball game. So you've got to give Winona a lot of credit.
Yeah, a 50-point half for the Huskies, but a 51-point half for Winona. So they were up by 7. They actually extended their lead in the second half. It's just the hoop must have looked as you know, big as a lake for the girls.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we got a little tired there halfway through the second half. We could tell that's when Winona kind of made it look pretty easy in transition. But again, it's a fun ball game to be a part of. You want to see a lot of points scored. It's nice to see, you know, some kids knocking down some big shots on both ends. So it was a very fun game to be a part of.
So Winona wins it 91-83 on Friday night. If you could backtrack for us here for our, you know, coaches show audience on a Saturday morning, a big rally at Prior Lake, down 16 in the second half, and come back to win 76-67.
Absolutely, that was kind of our turning point. You know, about 10 minutes left in the second half of Prior Lake. The girls just kind of started to figure out, really started to communicate and talk and like really play together. So I knew that coming in, we had a lot of confidence coming into this ball game. The girls know what kind of ability they can have, and that was just a great come from behind game that we can reflect on coming down the season. And same with this one too. When we got down early, it's a great game that we can look back on and say we are a team that can fight back. We're not going to give up. So again, I extend, you know, great compliments to every single one of our players, even on the bench. They're talking, they're communicating, they're staying engaged, you know, really filling out their roles to the best of their abilities.
And against Rochester, John Marshall, a tough shooting night for Owatonna, but you guys kept John Marshall from doing what they wanted to do too.
Absolutely. You know, I couldn't be more proud of our defense on that night. On our opening game, we shut Rudin down to 2 points in that first half, and defensively we executed. You know, we play him again, maybe second, third game of the season. I think it's a different story when we've got those shooting jitters out of our body, because it was our first game.
Now Faribault, I think they got their first win of the season. Faribault beat Albert Lee on here today on Friday. So you have Faribault on Tuesday and Northfield on Friday. Your thoughts about next week?
You know, we've got to get healthy. We got to get our legs underneath us. We're going to take the weekend off, and we've got to come ready for Faribault. They're a scrappy team. We can't overlook anybody in the Big 9. Everybody's going to be tough this season, and you know, our kids have to continue to execute the little things in practice, continuing to work the ball in offense, not just settling for maybe the first jump shot that we have, because we can always get that, and that's one thing we stressed here, and that's kind of how we got back into the game, and just working the basketball around. We've got to start seeing the floor a little bit better. We missed some opportunities to hit some players inside, but you know, defensively we've got to turn it up against Faribault. I think we can put a lot of pressure on them, turn them over, and maybe jump out to a quick lead. And then Northfield coming in on Friday. It's always a battle with Northfield. They've got a 6'2" kid inside, so they're going to give us some troubles with their heights. But I think overall we're more athletic. We're a better offensive team, and if we can play some solid defense like we have this week, I think we can take care of business these next 2 games.
All right, a 1-2 start for the week, but still some awfully positive things to look ahead to. So, congratulations on the things that went well this week. We'll see you next week.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Roy.
All right, Tricia Hoffman for the Huskies. A wild one on, indeed, from Winona, 91-83. Yes, thank you. You too. Winona gets the win in the Friday night ball game.